So, what happens if we take one of the toughest animals on Earth, rip it out of Africa, and drop it into the freezing wilds of Alaska? Can it survive an entire year in such a godforsaken place it was never meant to be in the first place? Will this little demon adapt, or will it fold to the cold? To keep this honey badger alive for a full year in Alaska, it has to pass 3 brutal survival challenges. No exceptions. If it fails even one, it dies. And we're not talking about just hanging on for a few weeks. This is a full year test. Every season, every challenge. From predator-filled summers to the killing frost of winter. So let's start with the first test, food and prey. The first challenge is simple. Find food or die. In Africa, honey badgers eat basically anything they can come across. Things like tortoises, snakes, insects, dead stuff, and they are also infamous for raiding African beehives, which is something very few animals can do due to African bees being hyper-aggressive. But the honey badger is simply built different and can handle it just fine. They basically don't give a shit in what form the calories come in, they just consume and ask no questions later. Alaska, however, serves up a completely different menu, and it's not the same year-round like it is in Africa. But during spring and summer, there's plenty to go around. The forests come alive with voles, ground squirrels, insects, and carrion. And the honey badger literally doesn't care what it eats. If it moves, or used to move, it's on the table. Its aggressive, opportunistic nature actually matches well with the Alaskan summertime. But then comes winter. Unlike Alaska's native animals, the honey badger isn't built to prepare for winter. It doesn't bulk up in the summer, store food, or build fat reserves, because in its natural habitat, winter isn't something it's ever had to survive. And to make things even worse, all the small prey disappears underground or hibernates, and food becomes even harder to come by. But even then, it's not completely hopeless. Predators still make kills in winter and carrion still exists, buried under snow. In Africa, honey badgers often shadow bigger predators, waiting for them to make a kill and then swooping in to steal the scraps. In Alaska, that strategy could still work. It might follow wolves or bears at a distance, sniffing out the remains of a moose or caribou. If the honey badger can locate the scent and dig through the frost, something it's perfectly capable of, it might survive on leftovers. This is pretty much what its larger cousin, the wolverine, does. So while winter cuts off most of its usual food supply, the honey badger's stubborn scavenger instincts might just keep it alive. At least for a while. So when it comes to food, I think it will be okay, but just barely. The next challenge is in regards to competition from other predators. But before we go on and talk about how bears would probably throw these guys around like hecking ragdolls, I want to give a gargantuan thank you to all my supporters, be it channel members or our growing community on Patreon. Now, the Patreon here is brand new, but over the next year or so, I would very much like to build a nice little community of wildlife enthusiasts over there. You will get behind-the-scenes content, general life updates, random thoughts I may have, a direct chat with me, and you will also get your name in every video. If we can manage to grow into a decent-sized community there, it would mean a much larger budget for my videos, leading to even bigger and better projects. So if you've got a $5 to spare and want to be a part of a nice little animal community, while also support me and what I create here on Animals Recapped, then simply scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description. Hope to see some of you there. Anyways, let's get back to the carnage. Now, predators are nothing new to a honey badger. In Africa, it shares territory with some of the most dangerous animals on Earth. Lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, and yet, it survives. Not by outrunning them, but by being a ball-biting demon. They are extremely aggressive and unpredictable, so much so that most predators simply nope out of any situation involving dealing with them. But their infamous reputation for throwing hands with anything in sight, regardless of power levels, is actually slightly misconstrued. Usually, this crackhead energy comes out as a last resort, if, for example, it isn't able to run away from said danger, which often isn't a viable option for them, as they are actually slow as shit. But regardless of whether it's intentional or not, it's still metal as heck. Since this strategy only really works if they show levels of fearlessness rivaling even Chuck Norris himself. And this obviously requires some straight-up god-tier balls, which they happen to possess both figuratively and literally. And they need to sell it so well that even lions start second-guessing their place in the food chain.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
And if you've seen what lions have to deal with on a daily basis, that is easier said than done. Now, lions are not the only homicidal creatures getting slapped around by these striped menaces. Hyenas also throw down with them regularly. Leopards get checked often, and even massive soy boy grass eaters like antelopes or even hecking elephants get to feel their wrath. Although the latter rarely goes that well for the badger. But Alaska has its own unholy roster of life-cancelling machines. Here we find wolves that hunt in highly coordinated packs, built for endurance, with enough numbers to surround and wear down just about anything. A single honey badger caught in the open wouldn't stand a chance. Alaska also has bears, even polar bears. But as this scenario would take place inland, it's highly unlikely it would ever meet one in person. But we still have grizzlies to consider. They are much larger than anything it has to deal with in Africa. They are pretty much what a larger honey badger would look like. So its African strategy of instantly throw hands with anything that looks at you funny might work once or twice. But in Alaska, picking the wrong fight might be the most humbling experience a honey badger could ever experience. But even still, there's reason to believe it could still manage all of this. Alaska has its own version of the honey badger, the wolverine. Larger, stronger, and built for the cold, the wolverine survives just fine in this brutal landscape. The wolverine is actually a great starting point in order to figure out if a honey badger would survive here or not, as they share a lot of the same traits, although the wolverine is still better adapted for these extreme conditions. Food is rare, so every meal is a true gamble. They'll scavenge frozen carcasses, dig out hibernating rodents, or just straight up rob other predators. Wolverines are known to pull up on wolf kills, chase off coyotes, and even square up with black bears if they're desperate enough. The crazy part is that this isn't really anything out of the ordinary for them. It's just how they move. But with such a high-stakes, high-reward lifestyle, most juveniles don't make it through their first solo winter. Between starvation, avalanches, and becoming someone else's lunch, survival rates can drop below 70%. But those that live through it come out battle-hardened, smarter, leaner, and with zero social skills whatsoever. By the time they're about 2 years old, they've learned to read the landscape like a map, where to find carcasses, where wolves patrol, and where the snow lasts longest for caching meat. All these skill sets are something the honey badger would need to learn as well if it is to have any hope at all of surviving a full year here. Something I actually think it could be capable of, given how smart and resourceful they are. If it can avoid the worst confrontations, scavenge without getting caught, and pick its battles wisely, while showing its crackhead energy when necessary, it might be all right. If there's one thing the honey badger is known for, it's refusing to die quietly. So in terms of surviving all the other predators from the Alaskan roster, I think it will find a way to handle them. Now, the last challenge is also the harshest challenge of them all, namely, the cold. Most of you might think that it stands little to no chance at all against the harsh Alaskan winters, but here's what most people don't know. The honey badger species as a whole is actually more cold-resistant than you'd expect. Honey badgers aren't just found in Africa. Their range extends far beyond, into the Middle East, Central Asia, northern India, even parts of Nepal, Turkmenistan. In fact, they've been spotted at altitudes as high as 4,000 meters in the Himalayas. That's literally snow leopard territory, and winters in those regions get brutal, with snow, frost, and sub-zero temperatures that last for months. And yet somehow, those honey badgers living there survive. So does that mean our African honey badger would be totally fine in Alaska? Well, not exactly. You see, while all honey badgers belong to the same species, Mellivora capensis, there are regional differences or subspecies shaped by the environments they've adapted to. The badgers living in the Himalayas and Central Asia tend to be stockier, with thicker winter coats, and they've been dealing with the cold for thousands of years. The badger we plucked out of Africa in this scenario, not so much. The version we're dealing with here is built for mobility in heat, not insulation against prolonged snow. It has shorter fur, less body fat, and no evolutionary background with frozen terrain. In Africa, if a badger gets cold, it just curls up somewhere warm. In Alaska, warmth isn't an option. Winter here means complete environmental domination. Frozen ground, snow-covered prey, howling wind, and temperatures that can kill exposed animals in a matter of hours. Native species prepare all year for this. Our honey badger walks into this with a smashing summer body and no plan at all. And yet, we can't write it off completely. Remember that it's a goddamn honey badger we're talking about here. It has thick skin, dense muscle, and it's proven to be one of the most adaptable creatures in the world. So would the African honey badger survive an Alaskan winter? Well, maybe. It's not completely out of the question. It's even tougher than most people think, and most people already think that it's pretty tough to begin with. But this version, this specific heat-adapted, short-coated, lean-built badger from Africa, it's not really designed for this. It might last a few weeks. It might even crawl into spring. But the odds are stacked against it. The cold doesn't care how fearless you are. But the honey badger also don't give a shit about how cold it is. So who knows? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Anyways, that's all for today. And as some of you may know, I'm still in the middle of moving, so balancing that with YouTube has been rather difficult, but I'm back to full force in a few weeks. Anyways, see you next Saturday.